What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy and Kim with Dreadnaught, and I guess the first U.S. patient, or the first person in the U.S. with Ebola has died today, right?
Third person.
Third person?
Because the first two, and the reason for the outcry was two doctors who they shipped back over here, Donald Trump, and all them didn't want them in the country, and Fox went off.
But this one's the first person to die, though, right?
That's what I'm finna get to. Those two got cured within a weekend, like they had the flu or some shit. This dude in Texas who comes from Africa and has it, and I still say it's odd that it would hit Texas. Out of all the places that people from all over the world are going to be, Dallas is not my first fucking thought of a world center. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that goes there, but so that's the first thing, which seems a little suspicious to me, but whatever. The fact that they let him die, and I'll go on record right now for saying this. I said this when it first came out, I'll say it now. If he died, that's on those people's conscience because they let him die. Yeah, because if they cured the other two, they could have cured him. I don't give a fuck if it's an experimental drug. Obviously, it works. You already tried it on two people. Why doesn't
he get the same treatment? You know what I'm saying?
Why doesn't Africa get
But that probably comes back to the whole money thing.
It is the money thing.
It depends. If he was a rich, like, if he was someone of status, he probably would have got saved.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have much I would say to do with nationality or race anymore, but his social status. Like if he was a prominent doctor.
But that's what we've said about half of these things. If you really look at what gets a reaction in America is when the right person dies. Mm-hmm. Let the right person get hurt, you know, and then our consciousness changed. No, that's not it. You just fuck with somebody that actually mattered.
Yeah.
We don't, for the most part, in the grand scheme of whatever fake wannabe Illuminati shit. Cause I don't believe in that shit either. But whatever higher political whatever, we don't fit into their scheme. We're pawns.
Whatever their clubs are.
Yeah, we're their pawns. So your kid dies, your kid's dead. You die, you're dead.
Their kid dies.
Their kid dies, the whole system needs to be revamped. Hell, their stepkid dies, the whole system needs to be revamped.
Third and East Foss removed. They're finding out who did that.
We redoing that shit.
Now, speaking of that though, like you showed me that video earlier of I guess it was a gentleman they got pulled over because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
I'll read you the
and we'll put the link in the description.
I'm gonna read
to the video. It's pretty crazy.
I'm gonna read the best. I'm gonna read the best.
No, let's explain the situation.
But that's what I'm saying. This is the best. This is the best description of it. This is the best one. Okay, they were stopped for a seatbelt violation. While on the way for her to see her dying mother, police asked for the ID of both the driver and the passenger, which I'm not even sure if you have to have ID.
If you're the passenger, you don't. No.
Okay. So, and well, we'll touch on that in a minute.
I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm not even 100% sure on that. I guess.
When he went to show them,
now you might.
Apparently, he had gotten a ticket a few days before, so he said he didn't have an ID because of his ticket. When he went to get his ticket or get the information on the ticket out of his book bag, is when it got heated up and the cops actually drew their guns. The recording starts about then, and the woman's kind of commentating it, saying, you know, they're pulling the guns on us, they're doing this, we're scared to get out of the car, because let's just admit it, cops been shooting black people like it's goddamn that season. So, and then the situation heightens.
The gentleman isn't doing anything wrong, and then all of a sudden, it's out of nowhere, like it'll catch you off guard if you're not ready for it. Don't blink. But he just slams the fucking glass, and the guy even turns away. He wasn't doing anything what would seem to be threatening the whole time.
No further movements towards anything.
And I know from experience, cops usually, he had his window up slightly, they'll ask you to roll it down all the way, and at least from my experience, that's what I've had. But and this cop busted the motherfucker down.
And then as dude turned to avoid the glass.
Exactly, you're getting tased.
He gets tased and pulled out of the car in front of his children. Okay, I can see if he had a gun, I can see if he had anything else. Like Jeremy said, we're not lawyers, but I do know one law that's been lied to a lot of people is the ID. You don't have to hand a police officer your ID. You have to show them your ID.
But back to what you're saying, getting into this subject, like a lot of people were screaming a few years ago, or even now, like the open carry stuff about rights this, rights this.
I was gonna pause it, but thank you so much for opening that door. I didn't like, but I tried to identify with some of the things the Tea Party said before. I will now say publicly, fuck the Tea Party. Fuck you hypocritical, fake ass sons of bitches. Because not one of you sons of bitches have stepped up and said one goddamn thing.
What was that kind of crazy movement that there was going a while ago that the media was kind of portraying as like homegrown terrorists, like they'd call them paper terrorists, but there was another thing for it where the guy got shot in Memphis, West Memphis, him and his kid, one of the guys.
I can't remember right now. What I'm talking about is when Cliven Bundy did his shit, nobody got shot. This was a group of people hung. Not only
a lot of people were backing him, yeah.
Fox backed him.
His rights.
Tea Party backed him. Tea Party politics. Until the kid said that racist shit, and then they all slowly start backing up. The Tea Party came out with a lot of good information. If nothing, always try to find a positive in something. You bitched about rights. You told everybody their rights. And you had the right to hold your gun. And you had the right to do this. You had the right to write this. And you had the right to do this. And cops couldn't fuck with you because blah, blah, blah. You're an American and you pay their salaries.
Exactly. You're an American.
Now, cops start shooting people not quite in your tax bracket or don't dress and act like
that's
you
not important.
act. Now, we're not even going to touch on the fact that most of them have been black. Because there have been white people shot. There have been Hispanic people shot. There was a Indian woman who got beat in front of a store. Beat by this white dude because he thought she was a Muslim.
Yeah, and what was that?
No other reason.
The Oklahoma, was it a senator or what was he? The Oklahoma
senator or something talking about some if people practice the Muslim, you're a terrorist. What the fuck is that? If you really want to open that door, you do not want to know the sins of Christianity. If you really want to open that door and you think about all the things that's been done in the name of Jesus Christ,
that's a weird thing. How can you want equal rights but not for everybody? You know what I'm saying?
Because
people complain about rights. America's supposed to be, where you can get your rights, but
and that's why we say hypocrisy. Because you're not talking about rights. You're talking about wanting to get your way. What was the quote I said once? It's like a little kid when the game doesn't go their way, they want to take the ball and go home. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Oh yeah, the rules and the rules and the rules. The rules aren't working.
Or like when you go to your friend's house and they give you the crappy controller on the video game, and when they lose, they get pissed and like, oh, you fucking cheated.
Off camera when I said the circular theory, think about it. All the rules were perfect. All the rules were perfect. The minute Hispanics started learning the rules and getting better jobs, they're still in good jobs. The minute blacks started figuring out the system,
because they interpret the rules slightly different, and they because they might not do it exactly the same way. Just like 2 and 4 equals 6, well 3 and 3 also equals 6. You can get to 6 more than one way.
But the thing is, when you've been so used to getting your way, when it's been embedded in you that your way is right, forever, for centuries, your grandfather's telling you this is the right way. Don't think any other way. That's wrong. You are perfect. God put your race and your entitlement here over all others. That's a hard fucking thing to get people to break. Mainly because motherfuckers are lazy. Let's just be completely honest about it. If you really want to be honest, and this is some funny shit, because I heard somebody say it yesterday. If you really want to be honest, people go back to their old slave master relatives and blah, 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 blah. You do realize them sons of bitches were unemployed. They didn't have a job.
Yeah.
Their job.
They weren't doing any of the work.
You know what I mean? Their job was to look at other people do work.
Supervisor, the guy that's there, that's watching everyone do everything.
And they sit around and got drunk. Mm-hmm. And to our other episode about sexual deviant shit all day. Thought of random shit to do.
What can I do to hurt
before we go any further into this topic, I want to read a few of these comments. Anyway, I'm going to paraphrase them. One comment was, if the guy had listened, and y'all, like he said, you'll see the video for yourselves. If he had just listened to the cops,
please watch the video.
This wouldn't have happened. Another guy said something to the effect of, they're sure he had a criminal history, which is kind of getting to be the fallback whenever something happens to a minority. Oh, they had a criminal history.
They're of a minority.
They're on drugs. They're blah, 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 blah. But then when something happens to somebody, like again, the Texas dude we were talking about who just killed and raped his mother. Mm-hmm. Notice you haven't heard a lot about that?
No.
There's an old joke.
Actually, the only thing I've heard about is from what you posted on Facebook.
And I think I told you this joke before, and I would love to say it's an old black joke, but honestly, it's just an old minority fucking joke, because every minority I know knows this joke. And it pretty much goes, if you watch the news, watch your local news tonight, if a story comes on about the most heinous thing you've ever heard of, with no picture,
then it's a white person.
He's a white person. If you see a picture, Well, they get ready to show that dude.
They blast it all over the news this month.
You see his like 12th grade graduation picture? It's a minority. He could be 47. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They gonna show his shit from high school up.
You're gonna know that face. It'll be seared into your mind.
But a lot of these comments are just asinine. Just completely against the whole you know your rights and blah blah blah. If he rolled the window down even partly, the cops had clear view of him, and there what 4 or 5? There are 4 cops in the frame, so we don't even know how many cops on the other side.
Yeah, I mean he would be dumb to pull a gun on that many cops. Anyway,
he wasn't moving in any way to grab a gun or anything.
Yeah, that like it comes out of nowhere.
Now, and to the criminal history, because I did bring that up. If he does have a criminal history, great. Welcome to America. Everybody in America has a criminal history.
Also, this like that's.
But
not,
does
that's
that give you the right? But does that give you the right to step on somebody's rights?
Exactly. That's really not putting much faith into their system either. Like they're supposed to take you to jail to rehabilitate you, right? Well, then why should it matter so much if you have a criminal history? Like that shows how much faith they have in their own system. Like even if a person does have a criminal history, which there's no evidence this guy does. Who knows? He might. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot on the story. It just
like I said, so what if he does? So if that's the case, half of the people in Washington have a criminal history. If that's the case, half the people walking up and down the street have a criminal history.
Rug.
Some things don't get pushed under the rug.
You pay a lawyer enough.
Why is it that on one aspect you got somebody that killed 4 people, get out of jail 10 years later and like, well, he's changed his life and he's rehabilitated and blah blah. The DuPont dude. Was it DuPont?
Yeah, the DuPont guy well also that's the crazy thing how blatant it is. Some people can get away with stuff, which the only reason we heard about that is because his ex-wife brought it out. Yeah, exactly. But like normally you wouldn't hear about something like that, but that guy gets off scot. Like who is it like a judge to say that person's not fit for going to jail? Like for real? Like for real? Explain that to me. He should have to explain his decision in some way. You know what I'm saying?
I hate to relate back to these 2 bitches in 2 episodes, but Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan. Paris Hilton went to jail for a multitude of things she had done wrong. She spent exactly 2 to 3 days in jail and started crying. She started crying.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Lindsay Lohan is a multiple felon. And has done no time in jail. They send her to rehab. Oh, they send her here. Oh, they send her here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You do that. See how many centuries you get. Not years, centuries.
Repeated offensive, especially if you're in Arizona, you're going to be in there forever.
But this case, it's getting very depressing. And just a plug, I don't know when we're going to put this up, but hopefully we put it up before it happens. Whatever area you live in, wherever you are, please people, just like we said, go vote. Start coming together and standing for something.
Society is what you make.
The Mike Brown thing, and some people may not agree with it, it's not about Mike Brown. The Trayvon Martin thing, it was not about Trayvon Martin. This is about us as a civilization. If we continue to let things like this happen, it's going to go bad. I mean, it's bad now, but it's going to go bad.
But then again, it could be a lot worse.
How so?
Well, we could be in total chaos, you know. We're actually kind of holding it together. Barely, I mean...
The American, from what I know of history...
The kettle is getting rid of... Or the water's getting rid of boiling.
I'm saying America, but I'll say the world. I can see what you're saying, because in one aspect, we seem to have... The only time humanity truly comes out is when we get on the brink of completely destroying ourselves. We seem to, for some reason, recycle and start over again. I don't know, because it's the difference between reading about something and living it, if this situation is going to be that. The way I see this is, it's chaotic, dude. Besides cops shooting black people,
who knows?
You got random people just shooting each other, white, whatever.
How do we know that whenever shit does get super crazy and like the earth just can't handle it anymore, what if it does just wipe whatever the fuck's causing it to get out of hand?
Think about it.
You know what I'm
our
saying?
laws are beginning to mirror media. And I love journalism. I've said that repeatedly, I'll say it again. I love journalism. We don't have any journalists anymore. We don't have any media. We have a whole bunch of reality show motherfuckers. That you gave the right reaction. If you see somebody hurt, it doesn't matter what race they are. You should just be offended that people got hurt.
Yeah. Usually that's not how it works out.
I did want to add this to it. Do we have enough to add one more thing to it?
Yeah, go.
All right. So here's something that I posted on Facebook, and it, again, a lot of things I say seem left field, but they'll wrap back in. How is it that we live in a society where if I kick a dog, I'm the worst person on earth, but I kill a human being, and you start up a foundation for me?
And you'll get out before a drug deal.
Yeah. If I go to jail.
Yeah.
I might be on a book
tour. You're in
tour.
Florida or,
Anywhere.
You get away with it.
I mean, it makes no sense. And honestly, you can blame whoever. You control the vote. Or you control who makes your laws. Take the control. Simple.
It's all in your hands.
Alright, so we're out. Thank you for watching.
Hit us up, Facebook, Twitter, dreadnaughtlegion.com, and we'll talk to you later.